decision, I'd have a problem with you.
I would expect you to have a problem with me, but that still makes my point. That at that moment I made that decision based on what I value more. I value my buddy burning in the truck versus the mission.
But you're not off code though. See, that's what. See, now Marcus is asking, do we have a code and are we on code? You are making a selfless decision either way, whether you continue the mission or whether you go dig somebody out of a burning Humvee. If you were to go AWOL and say, fuck all these motherfuckers, I got to get home. If you were to become a deserter and say, man, this firefight is too hard for me. I know the Humvee burning, bro, but that shit is hot. And I'm scared to go up that mountain. I don't want to put the C4 on the fucking bridge. I'm going over here to safety and hide behind this rock. That's where I'm saying a lot of men right now are selfish.
In a sense, that would be still considered selfish, because I worried about my own feelings and the connection I had with my buddy versus
they could still call it selfish.
So I made a selfish decision, thinking about my own experience and memories and the shit that I would have to go say to this man's wife at her doorstep and handing him the flag. That's selfish.
But I would also argue to Marcus's point, because I know he brought up the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine thing. I'm sorry, when your entire industry is built on chivalrous behavior, there is really no such thing as code. It technically anything goes. If you out here fucking people up, you can go out there and murder people right in front of everybody and burn down people's houses and fuck people's wives and don't give a shit about them. Anything goes. Tekashi 6ix9ine went by the when you break it all the way down, most of that shit is based on selfishness. If you bust it all the way down to the bare bones of it, the shit that people do in that culture is all selfish. So for Tekashi 6ix9ine to just participate in the same selfishness, the only problem is that you're mad that I was just as selfish as you were. And I was willing to throw you under the bus just like you threw me under the bus when it was okay for you to do your shit. To me, it was all is fair until I did
it. That was his argument, wasn't it? His argument was like, y'all niggas didn't fuck about me. So
and he still violated though.
He violated.
He still violated.
To Sweeney's point, all of them violated.
Every last one of them violated.
You're selling drugs to your moms, the kids in the community. All of y'all violated.
Nah, but
it's
all
just
of that was up
the
front.
things you violated is a different thing that I violated.
You meant to tell me that they smashed this dude, women up front in front of him.
Even if you brought it back to the military, if you brought it down to the bare bones there, then there's people who would say you violated, right? Because a lot of people
they kidnapped
are not in agreement with our interest anyway, right? And we already know how a lot of these wars happen and stuff with the special interests. And I don't have to tell y'all about that. And you probably didn't agree with some of it, whether you would be willing to say or not. I don't think you agree with every single mission that you had to do, right? But you stayed on code with the people you made agreements with. When you make an agreement with somebody, then you violate it. They had a pact that this is how we operate. Regardless of how outsiders view it, within that squad, this is what we agreed to. We agreed to have this lifestyle, whether it be nefarious or not. Within that nefarious lifestyle, there was a code that he violated. And if you're in the streets, then you have to understand that code. There is a street code. The mobsters understood it, right? And if they didn't, their whole family was hit up.
But Trev,
you're not allowed to violate, and you punish for it.
This thing's undocumented that I will violate for it. That's
Trev, the part that you're missing is that they violated him. It ain't just that they violated.
They kept it in the street though. They didn't the only thing they could have done was bring the police in to violate.
No, it doesn't matter. If you violate, when your actions violate another person, and they say, okay, that makes it all fair and love and war. You can violate, I can violate. And I'm gonna tell you, here's the true value. Here's the true value in what violation means. He who has the power to enforce the violation is the person that sets the standard. In the military, the only reason why they can determine what is value, because if the entire military rose up and said, "Nigga, we're not going over there to shoot at them people over your selfish desires," and the military can't enforce how they feel, enforce what they want you to do, then whatever code that they came up with doesn't fucking matter. Just like in this situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine, can't none of them motherfuckers enforce on Tekashi to uphold that code. All they can do is
here's the problem that I have with that, right? He would have never reached the level of success. He had no access to that. He needed that cosign. He needed that backing. He would have had nothing. If you ain't see all them flags in his first video or in all the videos to follow, he was running off that. That's what pretty much got him out here. That whole super gangster persona is what enabled him to do everything that he was able to do and be in the streets and talking a whole bunch of smack to other rappers and going to hoods and all that. He couldn't do that without that backing, and he never would have been as polarizing. He would have had to find a whole new angle, which likely wouldn't have been successful. He used that. That's why people paid attention to him. So, and he made this agreement with them. If he wasn't going to abide by that, then he should have just never got into the streets.
Yeah, but
That's
they didn't give him that
violation.
opportunity, Trev. They didn't give him that chance because when they start fucking your wife or you fucking your baby moms, like if they would have said, hey, you know what? We're going to give you this protection and we're going to make you a big rap star, but we're going to fuck your woman on the way up. You know, just want to let you know that that's how we operate over here in our gang. In our gang, we fuck your woman. Now you can't fuck ours, and we're gonna take a little bit of your money, and we might kidnap you every once in a while. But you're gonna be a superstar. Give him that opportunity. If you didn't give me that opportunity, then you can't talk about. And this is what Sweeney is saying. Don't tell me that all of a sudden the rules start at the feds. When do the rules begin? Do they begin at the federal level after we all got caught?
That's exactly where they begin. Because
or in my bedroom with my wife
get handled in the street.
Street
things get handled in the street.
In the street.
You don't get to go in the courtroom and do that. That's the thing about being a gangster. No, you can't.
He's no gangster.
He's not a gangster.
He ain't no gangster. That's the problem, is that we're looking at a person that's not actually a gangster.
Are you familiar with how you different ways that you could become a gangster? You know that there's a bunch of honorary gangsters.
I am very familiar with it. And
who bought in? He was banging that. If he says he is, they say he is too. He is a gangster. And they never disowned him. They never said he wasn't in it. He was part of it.
But the thing,
that's what he banged. He's running around with the flags. He's screaming Treyway.
What you're not understanding. What you're not understanding is it doesn't matter because he doesn't value the same shit they do. I don't care if you can make me an honorary gangster. Y'all can make me an honorary member of King Talk, and we can all have this code that we live by. But the reality comes down to, we are all still individual men on this panel. And if you violate me, don't sit here and turn around and say, hey, I know I violated you. I know I did some fucked up ass shit to you, my dude. But man, I draw the line when you violated me, bro.